What is going on, guys? Gaston right here, back at you with probably a video that you have been suggesting many times, because every time that I post a video, someone comments or says something, why every camera caters to vlogger. Are vloggers that important? And in this video, you're gonna be the main subject because I want your input, so comment below. We are gonna debunk the vlogging myth. Why camera manufacturers are insisting with vloggers. All the information coming right up. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Gaston right here, and if you're new to this place, I'm a photographer from Miami, Florida. I do gear reviews, tutorials, and behind the scenes. So if you like this type of content, consider subscribing to the channel and also enable notifications for more content like this one. Yeah, so basically, that's what it is. It seems like every camera company right now, they like to, shove the vlogging term in their marketing. And why is that? For example, the Sony ZV-1 has been a camera that was heavily marketed for vlogging. I got that camera. To be honest with you, it's a fair camera. I don't consider that camera being a vlogging camera. I think that camera misses the mark terribly in many areas, and I'm gonna mention a few. Number one, super small battery. Number two, terrible image stabilization. Number three, a lens that is not wide at all. And actually, when you want to engage in the digital stabilization, you actually crop even further, ending up with a 35 millimeters. A camera that doesn't have a headphone jack, and a camera that doesn't have touchscreen capabilities. So I think that I just mentioned the essence of a vlogging camera, and a lot of camera manufacturers seem to miss that point. What do vloggers want, and why every camera has to be catered to vloggers, right? And the reality is that I think that cameras manufacturers, what they're doing is they're trying to use the vlogging term because it became so popular right now. And to be honest with you, everyone wants to work from home these days. Everyone wants to film themselves. Everyone wants to take marketing into their own hands. Everyone wants to start a business. So yes, vlogging and self-filming is actually a very important thing these days. And if you think about it, camera sales have actually gone down at the same time as professional photographers, as professional cinematographers, and vloggers are in the rise. I'm sure that more vlogging friends than photographer friends, or at least I do. Everyone has a business, everyone is filming, everyone wants to start online classes, everyone wants to start a vlog, everyone wants to start a podcast. So yes, camera manufacturers are paying attention to this trend. Now, I don't think that camera manufacturers are actually spending the time to really design, cater products to this community. And what they're doing instead is they're actually dropping the vlogging name into whatever they release, in hopes that people are gonna go and buy, that gear. So a couple of the things that I think that camera manufacturers are missing is what I mentioned before in the ZV-1. I think that one of the main things that they need to keep in mind is the body. I think a vlogging camera has to be a body that is not too heavy, but also not too light, because it would have to have a great battery that can give, at least 2 hours of filming. That's where I draw the line when it comes to relying on a camera for vlogging. And pre-COVID-19, I used to do a lot of conventions and trade shows, and that entails for me being at sometimes 12 hours at a convention center, and I was doing a lot of vlogging. And for my needs, what I brought always was my a7 III or my a7R IV and my 12 to 24 millimeters f4 Sony. And that to me was great, Also, I always had handy my 24 to 70 millimeter and my 70 to 200, if I needed to do more stuff. But again, we're not talking about vlogging when going with those telephoto lenses. Now, the other thing that cameras manufacturers are missing is the image stabilization. Nobody wants to watch a video super shaky of someone walking at a convention center, for example, and the image, shaking all the way around, or having to actually post-process and stabilize the image in post, cropping even more. So that's actually one of the main issues that camera manufacturers are having, not reliable image stabilization. And one of the cameras that I can actually vouch for its image stabilization is my GH5, a camera that has indeed great image stabilization. And but again, there are not other cameras out there that can have that reliable image stabilization. Now, the Canon R5, which is another camera that I have, could actually, you know, potentially be that type of camera because it has pretty decent image stabilization, especially because you can pair it with a lens. But when you actually pair that camera with a 24 to 70 millimeter, it is really, really heavy. Now remember, there are females and there are males vlogging, there are kids, you know, young people. Not everyone has a big arm, right? So a camera has to have a, you know, a fair small body. Now the other thing is lens selection or built-in lenses. You know, all these cameras catering to vloggers, and let me just tell you one. For example, the an M50. You know, a camera that has a lot of potential of becoming a really great vlogging camera. The M50 Mark I doesn't have image stabilization, and the selection of lenses, in my opinion, is pretty weak. Now, the M50 Mark II may actually solve a lot of this problem, and it's rumored that the camera is going to have image stabilization. And if Canon actually does something similar to the R5, where, you know, they can create lenses, APS-C lenses with image stabilization plus the body, and then you can pair them together, that could be really promising. Now, the other part is that flip out screen, you know, it's needed. Whether it is up or whether it is to the side, you know, you need to see yourself, you need to frame yourself. And a lot of companies still don't have touchscreen capability, and I think that this is where most cameras are failing. Because if you're at a convention, for example, a trade show filming the experience, right? You may want to change settings and stuff like that, and to actually flip around the camera, you know, and change your settings and flip out again, can actually become cumbersome when you have to do that, you know, pretty often. So having a great touchscreen experience is going to be crucial for any camera manufacturer attempting to claim that they have a vlogging camera. Now, when it comes to video specs, you know, people want 4K video, and I think that any camera that has 1080 doesn't cut it these days. You know, we all get into that high resolution. I don't think that people want 5K or 6K or 8K for vlogging, but, you know, people want reliable 4K, maybe 30p. Yes, some people are gonna want 60p, but I think like 4K, 30p, 10-bit internal would actually be ideal. But I mean, if the camera reunites all these features and it also has, you know, 4K 38-bit, I think that a lot of people are gonna be good enough with a camera. But right now, I cannot think of any camera that actually reunites all these features into one body. You know, the great image stabilization, the great lens selection, the great video specs, a camera that is medium size, you know, not so heavy, and a camera that has a great battery life and touchscreen capabilities. You know, yes, we're gonna have cameras with great touchscreen capabilities, we're gonna have cameras with great image stabilization, but again, there's not a camera or a single camera manufacturer that had to put all that together into one system. And I think this is where, you know, people are continuing to chase the tail and, you know, buy gear thinking that they're gonna get the perfect vlogging camera. Now, I think the cameras manufacturers are getting better at it, you know, and we can see them improving. For example, Sony right now, for the first time, you know, made the change to the flip-out screen with touchscreen capability. I think that we're going somewhere there. Also, I've heard that the A7S III has a decent image stabilization, better than prior versions. Canon also introducing the image stabilization and pairing it with the lenses. So I think that finally we are going to see camera manufacturers working on the perfect camera. And you know, probably we are maybe a year or a couple of years away from that, I don't know, but definitely that camera doesn't exist today. And let me know what you guys think. We'll love to hear your input. And again, you know, I don't vlog too much, you know, vlogging is not my subject, but a lot of you guys brought that up and I just wanted to make a video about it. Let me know what you think. So this is gonna wrap it up for today. I wanna know what you guys think, you know, what makes a perfect vlogging camera? And do you think the cameras manufacturer are misleading people saying that they have a vlogging camera when in reality they're not? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. As always, if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. And until then, see you in the next video.